We are Flake, Rose, and Spears, and we are supremely black, dropping content that matters. How y'all doing this week, fellas?
What's going on with your big kinfolk, J.Flake, man? I'm doing great this week. I got my oldest daughter registered to vote for after 3 tries. Well, my wife got arrested to vote, and so that's gonna be great that she'll get to get the vote. As soon as she turned eight, she just turned 18 in June, so it's good that she get to vote her first year being 18, and we all gonna get together Saturday morning and make it a family event to go down and cast our vote. We already been talking to her about how important it is, what she might see. Talk to her a little bit about what she needs to look for in her vote and how to do it. Kind of walking her through the process or whatever. So I'm real excited about that. Tennessee already started early voting, so we're gonna go ahead and do the early vote. We ain't gonna wait till the last minute. We're gonna go ahead and knock that out with the early voting. For my people, y'all states that start early vote, go ahead and knock that out. Get that out the way, man. Get that big crowd and get the early vote out the way. If you're an older person, go ahead and get that mail-in vote in as soon as possible if you don't feel comfortable going down there. Because it seems like he has no fear of this disease. Yeah, like it really don't exist if he really had it. But yeah, other than that, man, it's been a very busy week, but it's been a very productive and blessed week as well.
Yeah, it's your boy D.Rose, man. It's been a good week for me. Very, very productive, very positive. Had some much needed, I guess we would kind of call a rest week for our minds, not recording last week, even though it felt weird not waking up on Friday, listening to our podcast or watching it. So that was cool. Family good. Just last night, no, it was not last night. It was, what was it, Sunday? And my boy King James brought in his fourth ring, 4 Finals MVP. So been a good week. Got some money flowing in from the proud Miami Heat people that was wanting to see an upset. But been a solid week, man. I can't complain. The haters probably mad, but you know. How about
Who probably mad?
I said the haters is definitely mad, but you know.
Oh yeah.
My week was well. I had a good week and a good bye week for us, if that's what y'all want to call it. We sticking to sports for a little bit, bye week that we had off, got some good time spent to myself and, to reflect and everything. I actually started journaling, and so that's been a release and a help or whatnot. But then also just got to kick it with some family and all this other stuff. My brotherly love brothers and all that other stuff, and did some stuff and chilled and kicked it. Great people, good vibes, and we just overcame some oppression and destruction, and just had a good time. But that was about it. I do want to say this. Somebody in my book club or whatever has a page, a YouTube page. And so on the page, she doing some stuff or whatnot. And she got me on this workout because I watched her page. Her name Ashley Ray. I watched her page, and she did this workout from this other girl on whatchamacallit. When I tell you that ab workout is a killer, it was 10 minutes worth of abs, and it's a 2-week thing, but today was day 1. I ain't never felt a burn like that in my stomach in my life. So this little Chinese girl got something going, so I'm going to try the 2 weeks and see how I come out. But I'm telling you, I was burning. I could barely finish all the workout. So it's a good little thing. So y'all might want to check out if y'all trying to get y'all abs right or whatever, listeners, co-hosts or whatnot. Her name Chloe Tings, and she an Asian, and it's called a 2-week ab workout. But that whole hit, and it's day 1.
Hey, send me that too. It was another thing I actually did leave out. I've been trying this, like we on this, me, Spears and Woods, we're really trying to focus on like this little 30-day cleanse is kind of re-image yourself in 30 days. So making sure we at least meditate, read 30 minutes a day, and getting 8 hours of sleep, cutting back on processed sugars and things like that. But what I have undervalued is sleep. I did not realize that actually getting sleep you process things a lot easier, man. Like I know I was under this, I guess this notion that you could just kind of operate and move on 3 or 4 hours of sleep because that's typically my normal. But since I've actually been trying to focus on it and get like 6, 7, and even a couple times 8, big difference, way big difference. So that is something new that I have been trying to do is sleep more. But I know you're not as emotionally charged. You process things a lot easier. So that's something new that I'm actually trying to. That's dope, man. I need that ab workout to send that to me.
I will. The other thing I want to add, since you brought that up, I just got my detox pills in, so I'm about to get on that and really start taking them and whatnot. So for that 30-day thing, the pills just came in, so I'm starting a little later than I wanted to as far as, the actual detoxing of my body with the pills and whatnot. I've been eating healthier, but my detox pills came in today, so I'm going to see how they work and how they do me right. I just hope I ain't running to the bathroom 24/7, but other than that,
how long is the cleanse supposed to be though? Is it 3, 5, or 7?
Well, actually, it's a 30-day detox.
Oh, okay.
But so that's why I'm thinking it's not gonna have me going to the bathroom that much since it's so long. But it's just gonna clear out everything because it said it's supposed to help, alleviate headaches, bloat, and what's it called when your joints swell up? Inflammation, all of that stuff, even said like down to bad breath and all of that or whatever the case may be. That's how much toxins is supposed to get out your body or whatnot.
So you going for the complete detox?
Yeah, full body detox, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna have some of them what they call them, like when you sweat a lot in your sleep.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have that. So yeah. I mean, ooh, that's a real one. That comes with withdrawals and everything. I remember when I did that in Florida.
Yeah, like I'm binging, going cold turkey from a drug or something.
Yeah, you get the cold sweats and mood swings, and yeah, it's different. It's definitely different. Yeah. Flake, you straight over there, bro?
He just wrote something. You don't read it?
Oh, hold up.
But yeah, I mean, we got it.
Yeah, he good. But yeah, man. So what's the actual pills though?
Shoot, I would have to look at them. They over there in the corner. I would have to look at them again. I don't got them right on me right now, but they're over there in the corner. But I got it off of Black Health Tube. I just on IG, I said I'm gonna try to support one of these black businesses and see how it goes. If it works, then I'm thankful for it. If it don't work, ain't no love lost. I just know that I'm gonna have to find a different black
vendor. Yeah. What? How much? If you don't mind me asking, how much you end up paying for them though for 30 days?
Like 20.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, like 27, 25.
Yeah, I was looking at some last night, and of course they're out of like Walgreens. You get some from Amazon, but they were up in the prices for the 30 days and like the 14 to 30 days. So that's actually pretty good though. So let me know how that goes. You know some of the key ingredients in it.
I can look that up.
I'm pretty sure it's got something with turmeric because that helps flush like metals and stuff like that.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Okay. Probably like spirulina, wheatgrass. Yeah, turmeric. I've been taking them turmeric pills daily myself, trying to make sure I keep my intake of vitamins up.
Yeah, I'm about to get on elderberry and China it's ECHINEA, I believe. I don't know how to pronounce it, so don't get me wrong. But yeah, I'm about to get on that too, because it's supposed to actually help boost the elderberry because it just boosts whatever you take and it helps it act in your body. So
okay, yeah, elderberry clutch too. I actually I want to find a cheaper brand. I was getting mine from Whole Foods. It's a little pricey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I tried the gummies. You can tell the difference in your body though once you really, especially when you drinking the correct amount of water daily and eating cleaner. You can definitely see the benefits. Not even just because it's the elderberry, but just really flushing your system out completely.
Yeah. How much was the milligrams of the gummies?
I have to look at that bottle because I just ran out like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but you only had to eat like 2 a day, and it was
Oh,
120 in there. It was pretty decent. I was just trying to look for something more uh, price friendly. That was a little expensive for them 120. I mean, which I guess how you look at it is you spend it on something else that would mess up your body instead of improve it. So
yeah. I feel you all the way. I'm about to get these ingredients.
ingredients, yeah.
So how you feeling about the Lakers? I know you mentioned it earlier, but how you feeling about it?
I think they. I'm glad that they really got it. Honestly, especially for in honor of Kobe. I think that was a huge thing for him and for that organization. Of course, Brian. The way I support him and just what he stands for, just on and off the court. That was huge. It's just really to see with everybody coming back healthy next year, from the Nets in the East to uh, Giannis, them, I'm pretty sure without him being hurt, the Heat will be better. The Warriors will be back. The West is actually getting better. The Grizzlies going to be around.
Yeah.
Jazz and Denver and Utah isn't going anywhere. I mean, not Utah. The Suns look decent in the bubble.
Now, but Utah not going nowhere either.
Utah not going anywhere, yeah. Nuggets. So, I mean, I think it's going to be pretty competitive here. I'm interested to see if they're going to stay in the bubble or not, though. I know that hasn't really been mentioned. And when will they get back to normalcy with that? But overall, I mean, I like where they at. We'll see. Job well done, though. What you think? What you feel about your boy getting hurt, Dak, and Andy stepping in? You comfortable that y'all could still win the division, even though that division terrible, or what?
Oh yeah, we can win a division, no doubt. And if we can't win the division, that's shame on us because it's precisely what you said, how terrible it is. But I hate to see Dak go out like that. I didn't even watch the injury because I was outside talking to my bro when the injury actually happened, because he was on the grill cooking, so I was outside. But then when I came in, people was talking about it, and I didn't even want to watch it, so I didn't even look it up on nothing like that, because that stuff actually makes my body cringe, especially because I used to play football. I'm an athlete, so that makes me cringe. So I didn't even want to watch it, but I heard it was nasty, and so
Yeah.
I'm praying for a speedy recovery, and that he bounces back and he's able to do the things that he wanted to do. But at the end of the day, the show must go on. So I just hope we get it together, because I was gonna say this last week, because I was thinking about it last week, but now it came up. Like, it's I put my foot in my mouth saying that I think we had a Super Bowl, and I wasn't even thinking about, we got a new coach coming in. We did a lot of virtual stuff, so not really too many real practices and all this other stuff. Learn a new system, all of this other things. Then, injuries come into play. We lost our left tackle, one of the best left tackles in the game for the season. Just different things like that. Now we lost Dak, and Dak was on the spree. He was either one or two in MVP race, depending on what you go for, stats, or if you just go for, total thing with him
Yeah.
and Russell, but they was 1 and 2. And then, to see him go down and whatnot. But I just hope we get it together. But we playing soft on D, soft as hell on D. But I
Yeah.
mean, hopefully we get it. But I mean, you can't do nothing about it.
Yeah, I just hate that with the back and forth with him and ownership with getting a deal, and then this is how it ends up for him. He got 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 months on his recovery, and I really hate that for him because even though I do talk a lot of mess about the Cowboys, it's just more or less the important part for me is the brother getting the respect that he has earned, and I think he is good enough for at least a competitive contract with the rest of the people that have been paid for nothing. So I hate that it happened like that. But if the Cowboys aren't willing to sign him, I definitely know some people that'll take him. So
Yeah,
I think they'll be doing themselves a huge disservice just to try to restart with somebody else. So we'll see with that. It was another thing. So yeah, I think y'all should get that division and let Philly get their act together.
Now the way that Carson's playing, and this is what I always told people too. I wasn't sold on Carson Wentz, and I know everybody talk about, oh well, he had the MVP year, he was gonna win it before he got injured, all this other stuff. But it shoulda, coulda, woulda, and what has he done since he's been in the league besides them first 12 games or whatever? Like he had a role at one point, but what has he done? He's won less games than Dak. He's thrown more interceptions than Dak. He's, lost more games than Dak. He hasn't done nothing for his team because Nick Foles won the championship, so it's like, but so I think Carson Wentz is who he is showing us who he is this year. This is 4th or 5th year in the league. Like, if you ain't got it by now, you ain't gonna ever have it. And the way he's playing is not to the level of elite quarterback or top 10 quarterback, or even I'll even say top 15.
Yeah, not the way they brag on him.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts on how Tyrod Taylor lost his job out there in San Diego? We was actually talking about that the other day with the team doctors and accidentally punctured his lung. And now the other dude's starting, and people are just ranting and raving over how closely competitive he's keeping the games. He hasn't won yet, but they're ranting and raving over how competitive he is in the game.
I mean, now I can't take nothing away from Herb. He balling, so I'll say that he balling. But the way that it happened, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I'm not gonna say, oh, it was set up. But it's
just a little shocking to me. Y'all can be so careless, and then you lose your job over the same reason. It's like you wouldn't even be in that predicament if the doctors would have did the correct procedure, and then they didn't want you to start anyway. So it's like the coach made the decision.
I'm just wondering what happened to his ribs, though, because even before up to the game when they said he wasn't playing, because again, Justin Herbert didn't know that he was starting that first game that he was starting until right before kickoff.
Right before you, yeah.
So how did his ribs get that injured or that bad within that day that they didn't know before then that he wasn't going to be playing, that he had to get an injection in it, and then you puncture his lung? And not only did you puncture his lung, it'd be one thing to say, and this is the part that makes me wonder, was it really a setup? It'd be one thing to puncture his lung and then he had to miss a game or two. They saying this might end his career, because of what they did to him. And so it's just, and then when you hear things and do research, you hear that this ain't the first time that they have had some, I don't want to call it malpractice charges, because I don't even know if he's going to sue or whatever, but, some malpractice, issues or problems happen on in that organization or even in the league, period.
Yeah, my bro was definitely he feels that, of course, he should pursue the money based off of the malpractice. But because he was he feels that if Tyrod didn't win that coaching, if he didn't start for that particular team, he was on his way out the league anyway. And at best, he would be as a backup. So for you to get a starting position and then they draft a quarterback, it's it almost seems as if, okay, the coach was standing with you tenfold, but then this happens, and then now he has to have the decision. So to me, I want to know Herb balling, not gonna take that from him. But was that ultimately the coach's decision to say, okay, we're going to move on from Tyrod to go here based off of this injury? Because my thing is he wasn't outplayed, he was injured. So no, like Drew Brees didn't lose his starting position when he got hurt, and Teddy Bridgewater was 3-4-1, 3-1. They didn't say, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they didn't move on from him. He ended up having to go get a starting position in Carolina. So it's like, I don't agree with that, because it's like, oh, he gets hurt, but then he has to go in and make a decision to say that, oh, he's not the start anymore, based off of what y'all seen. This ain't the first time we've seen a backup outperform or stabilize what a starter did that doesn't get removed. So it's like, I'm not buying it.
No, I feel you on that.
Little sketchy with that one.
No, I feel you.
You seen the back and forth. I know me and Flake that was talking about in our other group, just getting tired of hearing not the Flake, but the LeBron and Jordan debate. Like,
well, I've been in a couple of them this past weekend, and starting Thursday. So Thursday I got in one, then I got in one on Saturday. But I am tired of it. But that's just what happens when you talk about greatness or whatnot. And so, I mean, to me, Jordan is the greatest. But I can respect and understand if people say LeBron is. And my only thing with that is, I hate when people bring up greatness and then just try to talk about numbers or just try to talk about rings. Like that's all that matters. You can be great and have all the statistical numbers or all the championship rings, i.e. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, highest scoring person in the league, i.e. John Stockton, most assists in the league, i.e. Bill Russell, most rings in the league. But none of them are considered the greatest. Why? Because it's just more than numbers and more than rings. And so everybody knows best point guard ever, Magic Johnson right now, best point guard ever. Everybody knows best center ever. I mean, that's debatable, but people are gonna say Wilt, Kareem, Shaq, Bill, you know, and put it like that. So it's not just, oh, Kareem because he got the most points in the league, you know. So, and then my thing is when people say, oh, Jordan 6-0, I get it. And that's an argument that I use sometimes depending on who I'm arguing. But my thing is, it's just more than his rings. It's just more than LeBron's numbers or what he did and everything. It's the totality of their careers. It's how they went about doing some of the things that they did. It's the intangibles as well. And it's also the dog mentality, because I'm going to go back to something we talked about earlier. I am happy that the Lakers won, and I'm glad they did it for Kobe and Gigi, rest in paradise, king and queen. But I'm upset that they lost in the Black Mambas. Like, I'm upset that they lost in the Black Mambas. And I'm upset that LeBron just didn't shoot it because he was going to get fouled. But you pass out of it. And so it's just like things like that is when you watch the game or whatnot. And I'm not saying like Jordan never didn't make a pass. He passed a ball to Steve Kerr one time. He passed the ball to what's the other white boy name?
Paxson.
Yeah, John Paxson. You know, he didn't pass the ball sometimes, and I'm not saying that you can't pass it. But what I'm saying, at that time, when you get that far to the rim, you don't pass that like that too, because he did a full 360 away from the way that he was going. I could see if he just like this, because he turned out of it, so he wasn't even looking to shoot. And I just don't think you do that. But to me, he's the second greatest player in the game behind Jordan. And then, you know, it's just that's what it is.
I agree with you completely on I hate when people argue with the numbers and then just the rings because Jordan never lost, but Jordan also played, 15, 16 seasons in the league, right? What my thing is with Jordan stands is that they act as if none of those other years mattered. Like, he was not as fiery competitive as Jordan is, probably the most competitive person we would ever see or even get mentioned in sports. So you don't mean to tell me the other 9, 10 years he played in the league, he didn't want to be in the finals? Like, you can't hold LeBron just because he lost. I mean, he lost to some good teams, and he lost to underdog once, but he also lost to some very good teams with a lot of Hall of Fame players on there. But another thing for me is, like, to your point, so if he, excuse me, makes that pass to Danny Green, he hits this shot. What's your thoughts? He still should have shot the shot?
My thoughts in that point in time, yes, you still should have shot it. But if he did it, I mean, ain't nobody really talking about it or saying LeBron doesn't have the killer instinct. But
Yeah, because
I still think at that point in time and in those jerseys and because of what's going on and because of how low it was, you want the win or you want the loss on you. You don't want that on nobody else. You want that on you. If you, and not even talk about GOAT status, just if you're the best player in the league right now, you want that on you. You want to get the victory and be like, yeah, I did this. I put the team on my back for this. Or you'll take that loss and be like, okay, we'll just come out tomorrow and I didn't do my job properly and I let my team down. But you want that on you. But to dribble the ball like that, at the time, get that low, because he didn't even really allow too much time for a rebound, you know, and all that other stuff. And then to force it to Danny Green. And I'm pretty sure, you know, the shooters say, always be ready. But I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Danny Green was like, oh, LeBron going to take this. So he wasn't, I don't think he was even really truly prepared to shoot it because he was thinking, LeBron about to take this and win this game.
You know he shot that ball with like 5 or 6 seconds left, and there was enough time for Marcus Morris to get it and miss the pass to AD with still 4 seconds left on the clock, right?
I mean, but still, you still
like no excuses. Like, if Paxson or Kerr would have missed them shots, it's a make or miss league. That's just what it comes down to. LeBron gonna make the best play. Jordan made the best play. Now, he could have went up or could have did whatever he want to do, but it's just he ain't got the killer in. You'll go up on 5 people.
Did you see the meme? Do I got to send you the meme too?
Does that make that the right play, or is it just that what we wanted to see?
Did you see the meme? Did you see the Kobe? Did you see the Kobe on the 5 Chicago Bulls?
Rest in peace, Bean. But we know Kobe didn't have an 8 button at all if you play 2K. He don't even know what pass was. Like, Kobe wasn't passing no way, so it don't even matter. Like, you ain't got to worry about that with him. He wasn't passing no way.
He passed to other greats. He passed to Shaq. He passed to Robert Horry. He passed to people who he knew he was knocked down the shot.
You know what? And now that we sit here and talk about this, I've heard them say Jordan made the pass to Paxson and Kerr. I don't know a time when I can honestly think back of when Kobe passed to get a game-winning shot. I don't remember.
That dunk, the alley he threw to Shaq.
Yes, I'm talking about a real deal. It's 5, 6 people, the referee coming at you and everything, cheerleaders. Kobe still shooting, bro. Kobe was still shooting.
Who passed the ball to Robert Horry? Was that Lamar Odom or was that Kobe when they beat San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals to get to the finals?
There was a deflection off a rebound.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah, it was a deflection off a rebound and went back to Orr, and he hit that.
Kind of like your boy did with similar to how Ray Allen hit his. But yeah, it wasn't. So you was about to say that was a Kobe highlight where he just set the play?
No, I was just asking who passed it because
you won't see Bean in too many of them discussions, brother. He was definitely coming to kill.
Yeah, Kobe wasn't passing too much. I think with that situation on that game, man, I just think people LeBron has always had the argument.
Yeah, LeBron has always had the argument of being too pass. He likes to pass the ball too much. I'm pretty sure that's where he was going with that, but I'm a fill in for. But I just think that that's a knock towards. You can't knock a person for being pass first. Like, if I am a naturally somebody looking to create an opportunity for either myself or my teammate, I can't be knocked for that. Just like even if a person is like shoot first, like James Harden, I can't knock him if he still go out and get 40 or 50. Like, that's how you want to choose to play your game. You got to play your game, but you just got to know that it's going to always come with some criticism. But that does not make it right just because it was the outcome that we was expecting. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I be hating with people. It's like, oh, you don't know how to kill it. Okay, he's not the first person that didn't. I think what people really hate is that he gets glorified so much as other people that were shoot first mentality, he shouldn't even be in the discussion. That, to me, is disrespectful because regardless if I'm a fan or not, people still value Magic as being the best point guard that ever did it. And he was a great point guard. But you can't knock somebody else that doesn't play point guard, that's a small forward that does what Magic do, and also can get to the rack and try to finish like Jordan, Kobe, whoever you want to look at it. Or he got the body the size of Karl Malone. You can't knock people for that. That'd be my thing. It's just like when people bring up the discussion, one is pointless because they're never going to be pitted against each other to play again. You're comparing a career to a person that's been done for 20 years and somebody that's actually still playing. And secondly, thirdly, is like, what do we really get out of it? Because when they talk about other greats, it's never this knockdown, drag out debate like it is in a barbershop when this conversation is brought up. Like, it's just not. If they say Tom Brady's a GOAT, some people may say Joe Montana. It's done with them. But us, we take it to the heart. He don't do this, he don't do this, he don't do. Like, I heard somebody bring up something like, dudes don't respect Kobe because of something he did personally. I'm like, we're talking sports, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why we be so, I don't know, be so pressed to try to tear down what the next man in the achieve. It be sound like, to me, the Willie Lynch syndrome 2.0 when it comes to talking about sports. Like, they just want the older people to hate what the young people view as good or great and keep going back and forth. Like, it is what it is, bro. They both great. Two different generations. That's just what it is.
No. I respect that. And the reason why I don't think LeBron is better is just because I seen with my own eyes and I was growing up or whatever, but I seen with my own eyes, just like I seen with my own eyes with LeBron, the things that Jordan could do. And to me, LeBron can't do that. And I'm not just talking about like scoring. I'm just talking about the athleticism, the way, that Jordan hung in the air, like his grace and his dexterity and his agility and movements, and then to also, like you said earlier, like have that competitiveness in you, even if it's not like the dog or even if you pass, but that competitiveness where you didn't mind or you didn't shy away from the limelight. And then my thing also with LeBron is, and this is how I say it, LeBron is somebody that you would take to prom, basically. You would take to a dance. Jordan is somebody that you take to the back alley with you if somebody came with their big cousin and knocked on your door or something like that. Like, one looks good to bring home. One is, you do out in them streets with your friends or whatever when your parents ain't watch it or whatnot. And to me, that's what Jordan is. And you know me, but I mean, for our listeners, I just gravitate more to somebody who is just a in your face type of person and can command certain things or want certain things or whatnot. So outside of, numbers, rings, and all that other stuff, wins or losses, they're both absolutely great. But I mean, my favorite player of all time is Allen Iverson. But
okay,
I can't lie and say he is the GOAT. Now, I put AI in my top 5 of all time, but I can't say that he's the GOAT. But AI could do things that Jordan or LeBron couldn't do because he was 6 foot and 170 soaking wet. And when AI first got into the league, before they was beating him up too much, he would come down and dunk on 7-footers. Like, and not give two thoughts about it and not care what you was trying to do or what you did to him or whatever. And then he could put you in a spin cycle. He could do a whole bunch of different things, you know. So, but I can't say, oh, AI is the greatest. I mean, that's just not realistic, you know, to say that. But I would say, you know, AI is probably one of the best athletes ever, and I think he gets overlooked for that. I put him right up there with Jordan and LeBron in athleticism.
I put him right up there with Jordan and LeBron with just how he was just transcended. He was like an icon. Like watching Iverson play gave people, I ain't but 5'9". Like you're gonna be thinking like, oh, okay, I can get busy just like him because he ain't that much taller than me. You feel me? So like I think AI is overlooked a lot just and it's based off of just height. But when you put pound for pound like skill, I'm really taking AI over anybody we've mentioned, to be honest with you, because he gave everybody work. And he had that real dog that was like, I'm coming at you every second, like going pound for pound. Like he had what? Even though the Lakers pretty much washed him, but for him to even come and get one game from them, knowing that he was 6 foot, maybe shorter than that, and going in, like AI changed the game, bro. Everybody wanted cornrows, everybody wanted head, everybody wanted the long sleeve. Like it was just he made it cool. Like when the dress code was probably implied for people like AI and the other ones that dressed just like that in that time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I feel like it's iconic. So I feel like a lot of it with Jordan is just like they were icons. LeBron's an icon. You seen Jordan from growing up. I seen LeBron growing up. I couldn't even stay up later to watch any game unless it was LeBron playing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was different. Of course, I can look at Jordan. I mean, Flake might know this, but when Jordan used to lose when I was younger and I knew my daddy was mad about it, I would cry when Jordan lost. But I just hate how people try to, one, put those two against each other, but then act as if that one person's career was perfect just because of 6 rings. Like, I get it. I understood what he meant to the hood. That's all fine and dandy. But if we're gonna talk, let's talk about facts and quit turning them each down just to say that this one was better type of thing. But AI was definitely my favorite person in the league until LeBron came in. Not even close. Yep, like he definitely gets slept on. And somebody told me he was overrated. And I just do not see that. I don't see it. Maybe it's the biasness, but I just don't see AI being overrated. Pound for pound, might be the one of the best ever touched that hardwood, honestly.
I don't see how you could say he's overrated, but I mean, he never really. I'm trying to see, because I wouldn't call none of them stars. And then Mutombo, when he came, he was older. He never really had a star with him, and you know. But when he went with Melo, but Melo was young and everything, and then yeah, he never.
That was the closest thing that he had to it was who was it?
Melo, Aaron
McKee, Melo. Like, are we serious here? Like,
Eric, no,
nothing.
Melo was the only star AI had. That was it.
Did AI play with Larry Hughes though?
Was it? That's what I was.
Larry Hughes was Larry Hughes really a star though, like that? Like,
he was.
I don't think Larry Hughes was a star until he got.
He was an all-star. I wouldn't say a superstar. Yeah.
He wasn't no superstar.
He wasn't no trash, but
nah, he wasn't trash.
But yeah, he had the same squads that LeBron had when he was in Cleveland the first 7 years. Like, you got to give them their respect for what they did, what they had. Like, they had very similar squads, like washed up players that was on the back end of their career. You know, but yeah, that's the bigger discussion for me. It's just like, come with the facts and just get off of the whole, quit being fanned out. And, he got 6 rings, LeBron could never. He gets 6, then what you gonna say? Oh, Jordan never lost. Like Stephen A. said the stupidest shit ever today. how could LeBron ever catch Jordan, erase his other losses, his other 6 final losses? Come on, bro. That's like us asking you to get your hairline back without getting no supplements. You know that ain't happening. Like, quit being like that type of shit. Like, that just, I don't know. I hate when people that have intelligence say stupid stuff like that. Like, he was going to beat that Spurs team with 4 Hall of Famers with, you can't even name a starter at 22 years old. Come on, Stephen A. Like, come on, dog. That wasn't happening.
Well, I don't know. I didn't watch it, so I don't know the context of what he said it in. But I will say this, and this is one thing that I can't forgive LeBron about. You scored 8 and 11 points in 2 finals games against a very less talented Mavericks team. Like, that's one thing I just can't overlook.
You say so you don't think that Maverick, now LeBron them should have won outside of the meltdown. You don't think that Mavericks team was talented at all? Okay.
Tell me this. On the Mavericks, who would you take over any of the Heat players outside of Dirk?
Give me JT. Give me Sean Marion.
Over who?
The Heat only had that year was LeBron, D-Wade, and Bosh. That was it. Who? Mike Miller? I'm taking JT over Mike Miller. Shane Battier, give me Sean Marion.
Nah.
Udonis Haslam, give me Tyson Chandler. Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
Bro, I would have took Big Tyson any day over Udonis Haslam down there. I love his dog. I love all that. That was cool. But let's just be real.
But
Shane
which one was playing? Which
Sean
one was
Marion.
playing the 5 then?
Who?
Chris Bosh was playing the 5 then, so you would be taking Tyson over Chris Bosh.
I never cared for Bosh. I never thought he fit with him. Never thought that.
Bosh was the one who was making him work. Bosh was the one making him work.
We're all entitled to our opinions. I felt that they could have did way different with getting Chris Bosh. No knock to him. The brother did what he could, but nah, dog. Mm-mm.
No. Well, blame that on Melo. Melo could have been there, but he ran for the money.
Hey, now that, then if they would have lost, I could say that. But I just think that people sleep on how veteran savvy that Mavericks team was. Now, LeBron should have still won, but I don't know how I would respond to somebody busting my mama down that was my teammate either. I just don't know how. I just don't know how I respond to that. A lot of people wouldn't have had no meltdown. They'd have crashed out and been on the news. But it's LeBron James, so I got to put on this face for millions. Shannon Sharp said millions of dollars. Like,
LeBron knew that. LeBron knew Delonte was busting his mama down before he got to the Heat.
I really don't believe that, bro. I don't really.
I don't think he was doing that, man. I don't think he really was busting down dude mama, man.
So what was the meltdown?
I don't know. They keep saying the stage was stupid. But like Spirit said, if he was, that was before. That happened in Cleveland, if he really was.
But when you find out, y'all still.
Everybody knew when he was in Cleveland.
They lost to the Mavericks their first year together?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Their first year together.
Yeah. Then went back to back. Then lost to the Spurs. Yeah.
So
Great performance ever in the finals, by the way. What'd you say?
They beat OKC, then they beat the Spurs and lost to the Spurs?
Yep. But yeah, it's
anyway, at the end of the day, man, you can have multiple greats, man. You have multiple goals.
Very true.
The argument is getting tiring because I made a post not too long ago in a group and said basically it's hard to go through it because rules change, The game evolves. Supplements change. You know, you got so much stuff now that you can use for body supplements that wasn't even invented then. I think back then all you had was pretty much creatine, and that was it. You know, wasn't nobody doing the vegan thing, wasn't nobody, you know, what none of that stuff going on. And like I said, rules change, this, that, and the other. Because you can't tell me, they say Tom Brady is the GOAT for football. You can't tell me Tom Brady is the GOAT over Jerry Rice, you know, because they changed rules for Tom Brady. You know, when Jerry Rice was playing, a DB could pretty much touch you. Pretty much they could touch you all the way down the field. They could jam you to the ball got in the air. It was so, and back then the offense wasn't built on passing. It was mainly on running the ball.
Yeah.
So, you know, Brady playing the era, I'll just say he the GOAT of this era, you know, because he played in a time where if you touch a receiver 5 yards down the field, it's penalty. You know, they you know, you can't land on a quarterback. You can't hit a quarterback here. You can't hit a quarterback there. And he's like, all these different rules change. So me, I come to the thing where basically just, you know, you a GOAT of that era, and that's it. Because you can't go back. Because if you say, you know, well, you know, Jordan this, Jordan did that. Well, under what rule? You know, like I heard one argument was saying, well, Jordan, you know, he had a weakness in shooting 3-pointers. Well, back then, 3-pointers wasn't, your mid-range was the main thing that had to be on point. You had 3-point specialists. He shot threes, and he had a decent average at threes, but it wasn't nothing that was anybody's main focus. You know, so, and then now, you know, like I'm one of the people who be like, well, Jordan had 200 steals, 100 blocks. You know, nobody's ever done that. And then he went back and did it again. You know, he got these defensive titles, this, that, and other. Well, back then, you can be a little bit more handsy with defense. Now you can't be as much, you know, as handsy with defense. So that might be the reason why nobody else has had 200 steals and 100 blocks in the same season. You know, we don't know that. So it's just basically, at the end of the day, it's an argument that'll go on till folks die on their grave, and it's just crazy. You know, I mean, it's just bad. I had an argument with somebody. You know what they told me? They said, well, LeBron ain't going up against niggas on cocaine and out here drinking every night. I said, man, what they got to do?
Yeah. I'm sorry that the new generation values their body and not wants to come out while they run down the court.
My thing is, you can't tell me an NBA player now that's playing by high or snorted a line before the game, or, you know, it still happens, you know. But the arguments get.
Ron Artest said he was real deal drinking a fifth of Hennessy in the locker room, bro, at halftime.
At halftime. But it's the type of arguments you get into, and it just gets stupid at the end of the day. You know, it's just because you're going to go into an old head. The old head going to tell you Bill Russell. Are they going to tell you the sky hook? Kareem had that sky hook. Could nobody stop it? You know what I'm saying? They're going to say, Wilt. And ain't no argument. Ain't no arguing there, because that's what they grew up watching, and you seen them dominating. I ain't see Wilt play. I ain't see, you know what I'm saying? I ain't see Bill Russell play. So what argument am I have with that? You know? So when it comes to sports, like I said, and the rules changed then. You know, one of the players, I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been Bill Russell. You couldn't even dunk during that time. You know, it wasn't no 3-point line. You know, when Wilt played. So it's like, I mean, rules change. You know, if you want to talk about how great they was during that time, that's all fine today. But when you get to crossing in full on about to fight a whole another person over who's the greatest of all time, that mess is crazy. We got more stuff to talk about. Especially people who don't bring facts and stats. They just be out here just saying
It's
anything.
Fat man. Yeah. I feel like a couple people just go and have their tombstone. I was with Jordan. That's
right.
it.
I'm starting to think some of these cats like real. I'm starting thinking these cats want to lay in the bed with some of these men. I'm like, bro, you sitting here getting real passionate, arguing for a whole hour over this man's legacy as a basketball. You really want to lay in the bed with this man and curl up, don't you? There you go.
And the crazy part about it, you can argue with them about themselves, and they don't even have as many facts as they do about somebody else.
Right. I remember 8th grade. When Bobo busted your ass, nigga. I don't know what you talking about, man.
I don't know what you talking about. No, here they go. Who ain't never lost a fight? Who ain't never lost? Okay. Like, okay. Oh, okay. Oh,
I
okay.
remember when you scored 16 points at 36, nigga, man, my ankle was messed up that day.
Right. Yeah, somebody had sent me a thing. They was like, now all of a sudden, everybody was 3-point specialists. But when I played with y'all in high school, y'all was trash because they talk about why would LeBron trust Danny Green? Why wouldn't he? Like,
you know how many shots Danny Green done hit in the closing
he's
end of
supposed
the
to pass
game?
it to you sitting behind the computer. Like, cut it out.
Man, Danny Green done hit so many 3-pointers in closing games in his past, dog. I ain't mad at LeBron for making that pass. I will say the deep inside of me wanted to see him take that last shot. It's like I said, if I got some technical difficulties, that I think that's the main problem with everybody with LeBron. They just want him just to be their killer, but he ain't that. Like, you try to make him into something he ain't. He just ain't. He just ain't that dude that's going. He's the coach's perfect player. As a coach, when you go to practice, is make the right play, pass the ball as many times for a shot, always pass to the open man, this, that, and the other. And that's what he do.
I
Can't
don't
fault
know
the
what
man.
coaches y'all play for, but my coaches say at the end of the game, the ball go in the best player hand.
I mean, and it will. And it will.
And you live and die with your shot.
I'm gonna tell you this though.
But I ain't mad at him.
If I ever coach, and I see any Jordan-esque or Kobe-esque, and you have somebody wide open that can shoot, don't worry about it. You can keep all your little booster money because your ass will be serious. next time we got a game, big dog, we ain't going for that. Make the right play. But that's just how I like basketball. Like, I used to play with this dude. I would not mention his name. But I cannot stand nobody that's a ball hog or just, no, bro. Yeah, I get it. You want to be this out. But if you got 2 or 3 more people coming at you, bro, you don't have the right angle or you got the right kick it out. If you was that trio, you would have seen that double team early. They wouldn't even let you get the ball. Like, nah, bro. This high school we was talking, nah, dog. I need you gonna kick that out, big fella. Yeah, but that's just me. But I do know some coaches like that, though. Like, ain't nobody else even thinking about getting a shot. Like, and he gonna pat him on the back if he airballing. I ain't that coach. Not with old boy sitting over there in the corner that's been left over there for 5 seconds. Nah, dog. Can't live and die with that. But yeah, that's it, man. Them been the conversation dominating the airwaves this week. And it's just like, you know what, y'all brothers be blessed. We got a lot to be talking about. And, you know, and it'll be like the whole, he ain't clutch. He got the most clutch baskets. Go ahead buckets over a lot of people. They like to mention that he's not more clutch than, but neither here nor there. But yeah, man.
You sound like Shannon now.
Hey, these are facts. I want to speak facts. I should have brought my baby GO.A.T out here for the podcast.
But to the general population, they talking clutch as in 5 seconds left in the game, last shot. When clutch is like close moments, the last, I think it's 100, I think it's the last, like 80, 90 seconds of a game or something like that.
Yeah. So he got more. But anyway, yeah. Y'all got anything else y'all want to cover, man, before Flake had to drop again?
Man, I apologize. I got so much going on over here, dog.
Nah, it's all good.
It's been wild.
Yeah. Now, y'all could just hit him with the Black Businessman and the Supremely Black Person of the Week, which we've been talking about all day, basically, on this episode. So, but I know y'all had the Black Businessman as far as, Killer Mike, and what we could give his government, Michael Rendon. Ain't that his name? Or Michael what?
Michael Rendon.
Yeah, Michael Rendon. I thought it was right, but I had to make sure. Michael Rendon, and then what's his business partners? Well, go ahead, take over.
Who, Flake covering or I'm covering?
You got it, Rose.
You got it, D.Rose.
Bet. Why this thing want to go slow now? Hold on, y'all.
Y'all can tell we had a week off.
Yeah, it's all good, though. But no, this is actually really going slow. But Killer Mike has created a black digital bank, and it is named Greenwood after the Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma, an early 20th century African-American business community that was so prosperous, it was nicknamed Black Wall Street. Having a little technical difficulties over here now, Flayton and rubbed off on me. Trying to get the actual people, but it's Killer Mike and a former senator.
Former Atlanta mayor. And his name has escaped me. By the way, it's a black only. It's totally black Latino online banking that they created. I want to say in the last couple of weeks. I want to say it's been. He had an interview on the Breakfast Club, so you guys go check that out. He go more in detail about it. But in the first day that it opened up, there's a waiting list of 10,000 people already signing up to do this. It's completely online, so the bank is wherever you go. It's free to sign up. I'm sure they're gonna request that you put some money into the account to get it kicked off. But I don't think from his interview that I heard, it's not like some banks where you got to kick it off with $100 or something like that. I want to say as low as like $10, $20 or something to get it kicked off and get it going. So for those who never banked black before, this is your opportunity to do that. And if like everything, like me, I'm the type, if something new come out, I'm not gonna rush and throw all my eggs in one basket. I'm gonna throw a little. Matter of fact, still to this day, I don't keep all my money in one bank. It's kind of spread out a little bit, but yeah, we can start off. But if you want to do just a savings account in that bank and not use it completely for everything that you got, test it out, see how it worked for you. If it worked best for you, and you one of those people like all their money in one area in one bank, hey, throw all your money in there if it worked for you. But this opportunity for Black and Latinos to invest into that type of bank, and I know a lot of people have been waiting on being able to invest in Black banking or use Black banks because they're not as able as a lot of other banks. You get some banks on every corner, every city you go in, and I think in Nashville we got one Black bank, and it's way on the other side of town. It's 30 minutes away from me, and on the day with no traffic. When there is traffic, it's gonna take me 45, 50 minutes to get over there. And the ATMs are not on my side of town, just in the other. So I use that excuse, but I know some people are like, I'm not gonna do all that, when I can go somewhere else. And if I need money real fast, I can go 5 minutes down the road or whatnot. So this is an opportunity to be able to, bank Black wherever you go by being on your phone, iPad, whatever you got, and have a debit card to go with that and work it that way as well.
Okay. Did you end up catching the founders? I had to put it up on my phone, but it was.
I got it.
Ryan Glover.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Ryan Glover, of course, Killer Mike, and former Atlanta Mayor Andrew Young.
And Andrew Young is just on the leadership team, though. He's not a founder. So Killer Mike and Glover are the founder, and Ryan Glover is the creator, Bounce TV, one of them Black channels for Black people and everything. So just to put people on about Ryan Glover as well and just what he does. And so Killer Mike.
Yeah, I'm about to give me a little card up there too. But that's it, man. Do y'all have anything else?
Go ahead, shout out LeBron if you want to, Flake, for the Supreme.
Oh yeah, I Supreme Black Person of the Week. We've been talking about him pretty much this whole podcast. It's gonna be LeBron James. If y'all mad at that, you can kiss the baby hair on my booty cheeks. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a huge LeBron fan, but I ain't with all this bashing this man for the greatness that he has brought to the game. He has changed the game on and off the court, especially with bringing his friends with him from high school, and they are his management staff, assistants, or whatever. And he sent them through school to do certain things. I want to say, what's his name? What's the name of his agent? What's it? Maverick.
Maverick Carter.
Maverick Carter. Clutch Sports, Maverick Carter. I think he's responsible for 4 or 5 people on the Lakers team that just won the championship. He their agent. I know he AD agent, he LeBron agent, and like 2 other people on that team.
Yep.
I can't remember which one, but it's two. It's like 4 people on that Lakers team here, agents of. And LeBron James sent that man through school and put him in the right spot to be able to do that, to bring a black agent to the sport and take care of things along with the other people surrounding his team. So, man, you can't hate on this man for what he's done. He got his own little school going. He do a lot within the community. Really, I mean, he ain't got no trouble off the court at all. He ain't in the news for none of that. I'm sure everybody got their own little hang-ups, but guess what he do? He keep that out of y'all business and out of y'all face. Whatever little issues he got going on behind the scenes, ain't nobody perfect. So he's a great example of a person who can, be a leader and also be a great basketball player and also take it off the court and be an example as well at the end of the day. So regardless if you mad at that man because he won't shoot a 3-point from half court with 4 people on him with 1 second left on the game, whatever your situation is. But at the end of the day, you can't deny that this guy right here has been a great example for men and kids that are growing up and watching him. So he is our supremely black person of the week,
I
Mr.
will say this.
LeBron James.
We might have to watch out. He might get one of them AP suspensions or something coming soon, because I don't know if y'all seen the memes about how he gonna treat Bronny when he get home.
Hey, them memes too funny, dog.
That was actually funny though. Yeah.
I see the little clip where OBJ I think he was playing Call of Duty,
Yeah.
and they was like, "Hey, Bronny supposed to be getting on." They was like, "Have you heard from him?" Like, "No, we ain't heard from him." And I hope he all right.
Right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But yeah, he's our supremely black person of the week. For my other people out there, I'm gonna bring this information as well. I'm in the process of selling the house, and that's why I keep jumping off and jump back on, especially on tonight's podcast. I'm in the process of selling the house and buying a house, and never done it before. It made me think about, how we have been held back in the day with this redlining and stuff like that. Man, it's crazy. Not saying that happened to me, but when you look at the aspect of, if you sell a house and how much money you can make off that, and owning a home ownership can do for people in your family when you pass away and you pass it down and your kids can sell it or rent it out, and how much money you can make off of that, man, is just amazing. So I'll talk about that later on once that's completed and do my investigation on how they redlining possibly, how redlining really, really hurt us. And, because I always knew that, but when you're going through the process and you start seeing them dollars and cents on the table, this, that, and the other, it really puts it in perspective for you.
Yep. It's another conversation. But we coming back next week with 16-19.
Yeah, we're going to jump into the topic on 16-19.
Cool. All right, bet, man. You can close us out, Flizzy.
Yeah, for all my queens out there, put your crown on, tilt that thing to the side, let them know you are a queen. For all my kings out there, put your crown on, tilt that thing to the side, let them know that you are a king. We are supremely black, and we love y'all, and we out.